Most traders believe that trading success comes from finding the right strategy, the right indicator, or the right setup. They spend years learning strategies like iron condors, straddles, strangles, indicators like MACD, moving averages. But during my 25 years trading journey in derivatives market, I realized something slightly uncomfortable. That strategy is actually the least important part of the professional trading. Yes, strategy matters, but it is not where the professionals begin, and this misunderstanding is where many trading journeys quietly go wrong. In the last episode of the Trader Stories series, I briefly introduced the professional option traders framework. In this new series, we will break that framework down and build it step by step. See, most traders start their journey with strategy hunting. They watch videos about setups, they learn chart patterns, they learn option strategies, and for a while it feels productive. But even after learning many strategies, consistency still remains elusive. Profit appears sometimes and sometimes losses. But stability never arrives. And that is where the real misunderstanding lies. Traders believe that strategy creates success, but professional knows that survival creates success. And for survival, structure is a must. Professional traders usually think in a very different order. They do not begin with strategy, they begin with risk control. Before entering any trade, a professional trader asks questions like how much capital is risk? What happens if the volatility suddenly expands? What happens if the market moves sharply against my position? What happens if there is a gap opening tomorrow morning? These questions are not pessimism. They are about risk awareness because markets are uncertain. After the risk is defined, the next layer is position sizing. Professionals control how much capital is exposed in a single trade. It is not based on confidence, not based on excitement, but based on risk tolerance. A size of a trade is not emotional, it's mathematical. Because even a good trade idea can become dangerous if the position size is too large. Then comes something very important, survival planning. Professional traders know something that beginners often underestimate. Markets are not always stable. Unexpected things happen. Gap openings happen. Volatility spikes and geopolitical news happens. And sometimes liquidity disappears. So professionals design their trading structure to survive uncertainty. Only after these three layers are defined, step 4, the strategy selection enters the picture. So now the professional order of thinking looks like this. First, risk control. Second, position sizing. Third, survival planning. And fourth, strategy selection. Strategy is important, but it comes after the foundation is built. A trader can have a good strategy and still lose money. Why? Because the strategy alone is not enough. If there is no proper risk management, even a good strategy can fail. If the position size is too big, one bad trade can damage the account. If there is no risk or no control over losses, a small losing streak can become a big problem. If emotions take over, a trader often stops the following the strategy at the worst possible time. And this happens far more often than most traders realize. Let me give you a simple example. Suppose two traders start with 1 lakh capital. Trader A finds a strategy he confidently believes in. So he puts 50,000 risk in one trade. If that trade goes wrong, his capital immediately falls to 50,000. Now even a good strategy will struggle because the account is already severely damaged. One mistake has removed half the capital. Trader B, he thinks differently. He decides that no single trade should risk more than 2% of the capital. So with 1 lakh capital, maximum risk per trade is 2000. Now imagine if he loses 10 trades in a row, total loss will be 20,000. Capital still remaining 80,000. He is still in the game, he still has capital and still has emotional stability. That is the difference between the strategy thinking and structure thinking. Professional trading is not about predicting markets. No one can do that consistently. Professional trading is about building a structure that survives uncertainty, a structure that protects capital, a structure that controls risk, and a structure that allows the trader to stay in the game long enough for probabilities to work. Strategy is only one part of that structure. In the coming videos, we will be exploring the professional traders framework in much more detail. Because the difference between the traders and the professional trader is not intelligence, it is architecture. Professionals build system, amateurs chase strategies. And the understanding this difference is the first step towards thinking like a professional trader.